This box that I won.
You bought it at auction. Oh, that's an inner tear. Oh yeah, I'm happy today. We're introducing all this new yarn. Hi everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We are, as always, your hosts, Arne and Carlos, and today we are going to be talking about the design of the yarn that we have just launched together with Rowan.
The colors on the yarn.
Yeah, which we have designed.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it's said. Yeah, I was just correcting your English because mine is so much better.
Yes, thank you so much for
welcome.
your correcting.
Thank you.
Anyway, as you may know, we've launched a yarn with Rowan, which is called the Norwegian Wool. And it is actually, when Rowan approached us and asked us if we wanted to do a yarn for them, we said yes, and we want to do a Norwegian yarn because Norwegian wool is really, really well adapted for color work.
Yeah.
It's a bouncy yarn and it does color work beautifully. So we went out with Rowan and we searched for some really high quality Norwegian wool.
Yeah.
And then they had it spun by the Italians, as Italians are really, really good at spinning yarn.
Yeah.
And the result is this Norwegian wool spun in Italy. It's a 2-ply, very bouncy, and it's got this crisp, which
and
I really
also
like.
when you finish your project and if you steam it like we do with a wet towel and an iron,
Yeah.
it softens up so much. It's really nice. So
So it becomes this really soft, beautiful yarn. The color work is really great because of the bounce of the yarn.
that's also like if your tension is a little bit off, it makes no difference because as soon as you have steamed it, it bounces.
Yeah.
So it looks really good actually.
Exactly, and
It's very forgiving.
It's very forgiving, and we launched first. We've launched a collection of garments. It's a small collection, which we launched together with the yarn, and then in November there's going to be another collection launching. Again, a small collection of designs for the yarn, and we've got a lot of things that we want to do with this. It does perfect Christmas balls.
Yeah.
So we're designing 24 new Christmas balls to be released later this year. And we've got the advent calendar that we've already launched. And that advent calendar is available at arnecarlos.com. And it's also got the yarn.
Yeah.
So we've been knitting a lot with this yarn this summer.
We have
That's
to.
for sure.
It's our yarn.
Yeah.
You have to use it for everything now.
Yeah, and we're actually we feel very secure when we get a commission like a design, to make a design or for Regia when we do our sock yarn and just put the colors together. Yeah. Those kind of things are super easy for us. But we had never before designed yarn. This is the first time where we have actually developed colors for a yarn. So this was a super exciting commission.
It was so fun because we wanted to do this for a long time.
A very long time.
We wanted to have a yarn that actually has like Norwegian colors or what we think is a Norwegian color.
Yeah.
Which is typical from Norway actually.
Yeah. And then that's the question. What is a Norwegian color palette? Obviously black and white.
Yeah, you need to have black and white because that's like what you say, a bummer? No,
a what?
No, how do you say that? Inner tier.
Oh, that's an inner tier. Oh wow, you chose a really difficult word. That is a.
It's like when you shoot. Like
it's a done deal. It's a done
deal.
deal. There you go.
But you can also use gray and black, different grays. It could be the darker or the lighter gray, but then you can also go for the white and gray. All these are very traditional.
Yeah.
If you look at all Norwegian knitwear, you can find these combinations. So
and then
this is something you need to have.
And then if you go to the 50s, 60s, there was a lot of this. This was a very popular colorway, and
the flag.
It's the Norwegian flag, of course. Not one of your favorite colorways, I think.
No, I think sometimes it's a little bit too flag.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But you still need them in
But
the.
you need them.
Yeah, you do.
It's nice for ski sweaters. It's sporty.
Yeah.
And
then there's one that I really love that is in my eyes. It's a very subtle palette with a pop of color, which I think is very Norwegian. Is when you take a gray, and then you take another gray. So you've got two grays, and then you add this red.
That's also very nice.
This for me is a classic Norwegian color palette. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think, and you can change that with the blue.
Correct.
Or maybe this blue.
Yeah,
this is like the sweaters we were wearing when we went to school, like in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of these sweaters, especially the Setesdal kufte with
the
with the blue
sweater.
and the gray or the white or the red.
Mm.
So.
And then of course the blue with white with mustard. That is another typical Norwegian color palette.
Or the one I like from the 60s and the 50s, these two together.
Yeah, that is also...
I have one. We have one in our storage, an old one I bought in the flea market with these color combinations. And I love it. I think that's so beautiful.
So the first thing we did when we designed this collection was think about those particular color palettes. What do we want to have? So we need the flag because... it's the flag. We need the white and black because that's probably the basic. Yeah. And then we need the grays. And then we need two grays to combine with a pop of red, a pop of blue, which is very Norwegian. We need the mustard because that reminds us of our childhood. And of course, green, which is one of the loveliest colors. I love green.
Me too. So I think we have covered most.
Yeah. So
there are more colors coming, but this is the beginning.
So a basic Norwegian palette would have been or is these colors in our opinion, and then you can combine them forever and ever and ever as in as many ways as you want. So once you get past that, Arne, what is the next thing you want to do? You want to determine which colors you're going to use.
When you come.
Or we. Yeah, you want to determine what shade of blue you want, what shade of gray you want, what shade of yellow you want, right? You need to look at inspiration.
I didn't understand the term word.
Sorry.
I just fell out.
Okay.
I call it a little bit.
Anyway, so we like looking at things and getting inspiration. One way to go, of course, is to go to nature and find, amazing things in nature. Unfortunately, the color palette that we're working with here has a few colors that you may not
find in the nature.
Well,
but we look.
Well, actually, you would. You could find everything here in nature.
But we looked mostly at old things like these rose-painted things. Like we have this one, which have a lot of nice color, which we think is very typical Norwegian because you find them in the rosemaling.
One of the things Arne bought at an auction.
I won it.
Yeah, you won it at an auction, and I didn't know until. Suddenly I had to go pick it up in Oslo.
Yeah, and then I have saved this one from my family's basement. It has my great-grandfather and my father's initials.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
UN. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to have something from this. And in this piece we found the dark blue, the
light blue.
The light blue, where this color come from. So it's the darkest of these blue, that is this one. And I really like this.
Yeah.
It's a good blue color. And then you also have the grays, you can find them in this one.
Inside the blues here
So this piece is very important, I think. There are a lot of color inspiration in this one.
Yeah, and then when you put the three yarns in it, it really makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and look at this is very old. Look.
Yeah.
It has the cross in the bottom. So if they put something in there, it should, water should get out, and it was protected from the bad.
It's also very dusty, I have to say.
But look at this color.
Yeah, but look at the dust.
It's so beautiful. I go back to the studio.
Yeah.
So, there are dead animals and things.
Oh yeah, well, insects anyway.
Insects, not cats and dogs and stuff. So this is where the tree color came from. Then. Can I put it this side? Okay. And then on this
beautiful Norwegian
box that I won,
you bought it at auction, which is actually used to put folk costume jewelry and things like that.
Yeah. We didn't actually because it smelled a little bit fishy.
Funky, yeah.
Funky. We had to put it outside for a while. But the painting and the colors is so beautiful. And in this one, we actually have the typical yellow or mustard color, which is also in the painting. Of course, you have the white, the dark blue, and you need the brown.
You always need a brown.
Because you find that in a lot of painted old furniture.
You always need a brown.
Yeah. And then when we looked at green and also the red, actually, we found these colors in this is one of our favorite Norwegian painters, and he used a lot of...
Moose.
Yeah, he used a lot of the green. We try to see every exhibition when he has one. And I read somewhere that this green was something that reminded him about his childhood because they had that green curtain in the kitchen. So this color
so when the curtain was down, it's one of those that it's a blind, and then the sun came in, the whole kitchen was kind of green.
Yeah.
And he's one of our favorite Norwegian artists. So we wanted that green because we love that green.
Yeah, and he used this color in a lot of paintings.
And it took us a few trials before we got it, because that's another thing. What you think you're going to get is not always what you get. You know, what you think in your mind and on paper or in the computer screen is never the final result because it needs to go into the yarn as well. And then the yarn will take the color differently.
And check out his paintings, Håkon Gullvåg. He has a website and he has done some really nice stuff.
So anyway, we got the green from there, and then obviously black. This is not completely black. This is a very dark gray. It's as dark as it can be, to the point where it's almost black. And I like to call this color sheep's gray, sauesvart.
Sauesvart, yeah, it's very close to sauesvart, actually.
Yeah. So it's not entirely black, but it's more like a natural shade, but it's still very dark. And then the red has to be a deep red,
like the hat.
Like the hat in the Håkon Gullvåg, but also because in our culture here in Norway, this is a very important color. Yeah. And this is, if you go to a traditional Norwegian wedding where the people who are getting married wear the folk costumes, you're going to see a lot of red in the bride's folk costume. So it's a very important color. So we wanted to have this particular shade of red because it really is very, very special here in Norway.
Especially from Setesdal, because when we went to Setesdal, we also brought this from my grandmother. And when we took this out of the suitcase and we also had the yarn with us, we just saw that these colors are so close.
Yeah, it was a coincidence, actually.
To what you find in the folk costume from Setesdal. You can actually put it together like this. It's the same color.
Yeah.
So and this was not planned.
No, this
is probably in our DNA.
Yeah, we didn't plan this, but we planned the colors without thinking of this. Now, in case you're wondering, if you didn't see our 10-episode series on Setesdal that aired last month, we highly recommend you go in and have a look. And we've got a whole episode dedicated to the folk costumes of Setesdal, the region in the south of Norway where Arne's grandmother came from. This is part of the skirt, and this is the skoren. And usually it is like that, 2 red stripes and a green one. And then the black pleated fabric, the fedding.
So this is the inspiration behind our colors.
Yeah.
And we are happy with it.
We're very happy. Originally, Rowan wanted to launch this as a select, which meant it would only be here for a year. But it's proven so popular already that it's going to continue. So it's going to be a collection that you will be able to get for a long time. And we are already working with new colors. Yeah. So we can't wait until next year when we launch a couple, or not even a couple. We've got like 5 new colors.
And the colors are inspired from something different.
Yes.
Which we can talk about another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we launch them.
Yeah.
Always looking back to our culture, always looking back to our traditions. Because looking back and finding the best of our heritage and our tradition, and then making it our own and bringing it forward to the 21st century is one of the best ways to create design. So,
and it gives me a reason to go do shopping.
Yeah, that's true. because we need to get inspiration.
For old stuff with old colors.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really fun to look for new colors.
Unless we go to museums, then we can get the inspiration for free.
That's another thing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a little bit about our story. We've got, as we said, some really great color combinations. What's your favorite one? Of all the color combinations that we talked about?
That depends on the mood. Like.
Yeah, but you still have...
Today I feel for this one.
Okay.
But very often green.
Yeah.
It's very me.
But which colors would you combine? What's your favorite color combination?
Right now I'm in this combination.
You're in that universe. Whilst I think that this is absolutely gorgeous. The two different grays and the pop of red. I really, really love this.
But you know what I want?
What?
I want one in every color.
Yes. I'll have one in every color. Champagne for everyone. I'm just kidding.
Okay. And you can get the yarn if you go to our website. And are the new designs out now?
Yep. The first series of designs, I think it's 3 or 4 designs, is out now. You can get the patterns at arnecarlos.com. And then the second launch will be in November. Yep. The yarn is already available, so go to arnecarlos.com /yarn, and you can purchase the yarn directly from our website with free shipping if you purchase over a certain amount. Yeah.
So. And the collection was photographed during the COVID, the lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
There was
Let's talk about
everywhere.
that.
So we couldn't have any models coming up. We had a photograph coming.
Yeah, because of COVID.
And like 2 meters distance all the time.
Yeah, because of COVID and all the restrictions, Rowan couldn't do a shoot because it would have been irresponsible to do it with models and all that. But apparently it was okay to do it with us because we were in the same
same cohort.
So we did a photo shoot here with a photographer. It had to be outdoors. We had to keep our distance. And the best part of the photo shoot was that when everything arrived here, it was all in small sizes. Women's sizes. Yeah.
We had a problem, but we managed.
We managed. You know what? Knitters find a way, and we found a way how to make all the garments look like they were actually made for us. It was quite a feat. Yeah. It was definitely something.
But it was fun. It was a different way because normally we have like a lot of people coming, and this time
the best comment of them all was the photographer saying, "Why don't you just cut the knitwear in the back?" And then we were thinking, no. These pieces have been hand knitted. We cannot cut them in the back.
And we had to ship them back to England because they were probably photographed again. Yeah. I don't know.
But to put it this way, in the series that we shot, we are holding our breaths and holding our stomach as much as we can. That's for sure. Yeah. So there you have a little bit of inside information from the shoots. So Arne, shall we do some formalities?
Yeah, if you like our videos, put your thumbs up. And if you're a subscriber, put on the notifications because you won't miss episode. And put yourself on the mailing list because you won't miss a thing. Sometimes you get good offers.
Yeah, exactly. And visit arnecarlos.com for inspiration, for patterns, and for yarn. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again next week with a new episode. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. See you.